Hello, this is Mike with Creation Creator Collective. I'm here at the lake again today, and I wanted to make a video about creativity. I was thinking about creativity a lot in the past couple of days, past week, and I wanted to share about how important creativity is. I think a lot of people tend to use meditation and spiritual practice as kind of an escape from creativity. And it's something I've done. So if I've done it, I assume it's happened to other people. And I want to talk about how you can use meditation as a getaway from creativity, and then how that's really unhealthy. Because it's interesting to me because meditation is creative. Like being able to align with your higher self and enter that state of being just in a place where your mind is empty and your heart's full. The more you practice that space and cultivate that, that's a space of being one with the infinite, with your higher self, with the universe. And what's really interesting to me about that is what I've done in the past, and what I'm actively transforming and transmuting is you can become addicted to being in that space, in that meditative space. And what I wanted to talk about is how creativity is a way to ground your energy, to ground all of that expansiveness and connection to your higher self into a form, and not to just use meditation as a way to escape the world, because that's not healthy. A bug on my hand. Okay. And I wanted to talk about that because the more you cultivate a connection to your higher self, and the more you have an experiential knowing of yourself as your higher self, you can only do so much without finding a way to anchor that light physically. And what I mean by that is creativity is finding something to do that you love, being creative. And it can be absolutely anything. It can be writing, it can be drawing, painting, creating music, dancing, whatever it is you enjoy doing. And something that's really important to understand about creativity is that you can't do it solely just to get it approved by the world. Meaningful creativity has to be first just by at first just for your own for yourself, and only for your own approval. And that can sound selfish, but everyone needs to have a creative practice, and can explore many different things about how to find your calling, how you're meant to be creative. And being creative is, I want to resituate my phone on this tree right now because my hand is tired. So being creative, it's everything. It allows you to go into your higher self's consciousness, align to it, and realize that yes, that is what we are. That is the truth of who we are. But you can't just stay there. You have to come back and you have to ground it into the world. And that's done through creativity. That's done by allowing yourself to do something you enjoy and express that. For me personally, I've done it a lot with music. For many years, I created electronic music, and creativity is a destructive practice because it destroys the parts of you that think you can't do it, and it changes you over time because you might leave a type of creativity to try something else. I did music for a long time. I painted for a while. And currently what I really love is writing. I love refining and cultivating my channel to my higher self as a conduit where I can express the things that I know to be true within me. And I do it on a personal level, just to satisfy my soul's need to express. And it's powerful because whenever you create for yourself, you're free from worrying about what anyone thinks about it. And that's how it's meant to be, because ultimately everyone is just a reflection of your own consciousness. And well, the other thing I wanted to talk about, aside from using creativity to balance meditation practice, is using creativity and meditation and cultivating unity with your higher self in a balanced manner, balancing masculine energy and feminine energy. And what I mean by that is that balancing service to others with creativity. And this kind of ties back to what I was saying about worrying about what other people think about what you create. The way I think about this is that the divine masculine serves life, and the divine feminine creates more life. And that's the same as saying that the divine masculine serves the divine feminine, and the divine feminine serves the divine masculine. And that's just the complete magic of the universe, because connecting to your higher self means you're connecting to the part of you that is the child of the masculine and feminine, Father, Mother, God, perfectly balanced in the image of Father, Mother, God. And creating is a divine feminine activity, and therefore that's an extremely important part of who we are as children of that most high living God. And it's our responsibility to keep creating. It's like with the Big Bang. One thing I love to think about and say is that, like, the Big Bang never stopped banging. The Big Bang is always recreating itself in your consciousness. Like the outer physical universe was a creation of a much vaster, expansive consciousness than our own. And it manifested the physical universe and all galaxies and all worlds and all beings within it. But we're in the image of that same infinite intelligence, so we can keep creating infinitely, just with the same energy and the same sequences of activating consciousness. And so divine masculine serves life. So, like, whenever you come out of your meditation practice, just feeling like you're glowing and feeling like you're one with your higher self, then you can balance that with serving life, doing something to help help others, volunteering or donating or contributing your time to something that you value, or just being kind to people in everyday interactions. You don't have to go out of your way to be of service. Just in your everyday job, whatever it is you're doing, you can manifest that unity with your higher self through whatever it is you're doing. You can serve life. And service is the balance, I think of service as the divine masculine balance to feminine creativity. Because service means you're serving the light. You're serving divinity. And so what are you serving? You're serving creation. And in my mind, the divine feminine is the creator, the creative space, the womb of the universe, where all things begin as a seed from the Divine Father and then are translated into a manifestation where the Father's spirit, uncreated spirit, can dwell in the creation. And that means that the Father and the Mother are one through the creation. And that's what we are, is we're that same consciousness inhabiting forms. And the Big Bang has never stopped banging, only when we caused it to. We're creators, and it's our responsibility to keep creating. It's not our responsibility to just meditate forever or just never go out and do stuff, because the reality, the physical world is not real. It's an illusion. If it's an illusion, why is it there? Like this lake behind me. This lake behind me is real. Like, I'm out here loving it. And it's not healthy to deny the physical world. We have to become partnered with it and keep creating and create a better world that's in alignment with what we know as our unity with our higher self. And you do that by creating, by expanding the universe. And you only have to do it for yourself. Just the simplest things, just writing for 10 minutes a day, if that's what works for you, or painting, or making music. And think about how many people in the world do these things just for the intention of making money and being approved of by others. So it's fascinating as a musician. There's so many musical styles that are just centered on ego consciousness, just all about fear and just desecration of the divine feminine and hoarding abundance and greed and hatred. Creativity, I mean, that's just like never what creativity was meant to be. Creativity is meant to be honoring of all life and celebrating life as what is in everyone and everything. And so this has been my video about creativity and how to come out of your meditations where you feel so radiant and so powerful and one with your higher self. And when you have that feeling, you come out of your meditation and you're like, wow, that was amazing, but now what do I do? What do I do with this? And the answer is you be creative. You do what you love to do and create things just to nourish your own soul, and explore them and see if it's works for you. See if it resonates with you. See if it makes you feel like you're in even greater vibrational reality of unity with your higher self than when you come out of your meditation. And if it's not, then explore something new. Create something else. Find a new medium to manifest your soul's light. And also just be of service through the day-to-day. The divine masculine. Just radiate presence in whatever you do. You don't have to be creative all the time. You come out of your meditation with radiant, divine, masculine presence, just pure, uncreated light. See others through that light. Just declare that you are the light through others, and others are the light through you. Like, to see with the eyes of the divine means to see others as divine. And last thing I want to leave with the video is see your creations as divine. Whether it's songs or paintings or stories or necklaces or hats like the one I'm wearing, someone made on Etsy. Don't doubt your creations. Your creations are in the image of you, and you get to choose what you are in consciousness. You cannot change what the divine created you to be, but you get to choose what you think you are. And whenever you be creative and continue that creation, your creations are in that image. So if you create with doubt and fear and confusion and uncertainty, that's what your creations will be. But if you come out of a meditative practice with like absolute unquestionable knowing of who you are in consciousness as an aspect of the Creator, go directly to your medium for creative expression as that. Create as that knowing of who you are, of how holy you are, and then your creations will reflect that. And that will manifest your light and your soul's knowing first to you, because it's your responsibility to be creative and to nurture that part, that divine feminine part of our consciousness, and to serve that. And then whenever that energy becomes clear enough and consistent enough, as you just consistently practice that consistent practice of being creative, of manifesting your stories or your songs or your paintings, or whatever it is for you, eventually that will become something that you can share with the world. That's something that other people will trade physical value for, or money will trade that with you. And you can manifest physical abundance through your own soul's radiance. And that's my journey. That's what I'm learning to do. And that's what my video has been about, is how to manifest your soul's knowing, your unity with your higher self through your creations. And with that, I'm going to stop the video before it gets over 20 minutes long, which is long. I leave you with the beautiful lake behind me and the cooling tower over there. And I hope that this brought you a greater clarity about creativity and service, and what to do when you come out of an amazing meditation with the now what question. Just go create. Keep making the universe a more loving, expansive, and beautiful place for everyone. And this has been Mike with the Creation and Creator Collective. Thank you for watching the video. I love you so much. I see the light within you as the light within myself. Goodbye.